So it looks like Earth 2 just dropped their first vlog for the future of the title. Let's take a look. All right, so the video is called Earth 2 Vlog Number 1, World Rendering Progress, Procedurally Generated Versatility at Scale. So let's take a look.
Dear Earth 2 players and community, welcome to the first installment of our developer blog, where we'll be providing periodic updates and insight into parts of key technical developments that segments of our engineering team have been focusing on and prototyping. These vlogs will be confined to progress on developments we're comfortable with becoming public, and for confidentiality reasons may not accurately reflect what our team is actively working on at the point in time the vlog is published. While some of these topics may reflect work in progress and open research, we'd still like to share our approach, and where feasible, explain our progress and how we've chosen to address and implement many of the broader rendering, persistence, and technical challenges that will ultimately enable various aspects of Earth 2's metaverse to become a reality. One of the most exciting development areas for Earth 2 is...
Okay, so just going to pause it here. Basically, hey, here's a vlog. We're going to show you guys some of the tech that's underneath the hood that's going to be kind of driving this metaverse. First thoughts? Great. This is what we've been asking for since day one. Fuck the buggy gameplay. Let's see what's actually going to be able to build this 1-to-1 scale Earth. Great.
Is our advanced terrain rendering engine, which is relevant for our longer-term Phase 3 implementation plans, and is a major focus of our 3D open-world developmental roadmap. It will not only support real-time, photorealistic terrain and environment rendering on a large scale, but also accurately reflect our real-world's topology and locations. In order to achieve this, we've developed a high-performance proprietary rendering pipeline that integrates both height map data with clip mapping, and is something we've been looking to enhance with the use of satellite imagery data. When looking into this, our R&D team soon discovered a number of reasons why the direct utilization of a real-world satellite imagery data set would not be practical, or even substantial enough for application within the Earth 2 metaverse. Some of the reasons for this being the inconsistency with image quality and resolution, because satellite imagery varies drastically in quality depending on the location around the globe.
That's definitely true. Makes sense. Okay. Hey, all right.
Exposure and white balance also vary, causing resolution changes and artifacts to appear inside the satellite imagery itself. The presence of shadows becomes problemsome when images contain self-shadowing from mountains, as well as clouds. The inconsistency in lighting and perspective, as lighting conditions vary drastically based on the time an image was photographed, a problem further enhanced when images are taken from different angles, resulting in perspective distortion. Man-made structures also present an obvious issue, as satellite imagery displays many such structures in populated areas, cities and agricultural areas being the biggest contributing factors.
Makes sense.
We want Earth 2 to begin as a pristine and untouched virtual version of our Earth. The sheer size of the data means that even if we did manage to resolve all these issues across the entire data set, working out ways to stream the many terabytes of information would likely create things like streaming artifacts, and inevitably consume bandwidth and slow tile loading.
Could you fucking imagine the tech? So on top, I'm sure they're going to talk about what we're seeing here with the being able to change and it's called procedurally generated versatility. So I'm sure they're going to talk about, being able to change the biomes and the water levels and stuff like that. But just on top of the fact that they now need to stream all of this data to you, while you're wearing a headset, while you're doing other things in real time over a network, the tech here, it doesn't exist yet. But you know what? I'm a guy who I've been asking since day one, how the fuck are you going to pull this shit off? This looks like it's about to be the first little baby step in a long marathon of what these guys have to do to make this work. Let's keep going.
Therefore, while researching ways to work around these issues and striving to retain the beauty and variety that satellite imagery provides to virtual terrains.
Speaking of beauty and variety, these guys are also doing this at a level where they claim it's going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 quality graphics. Now, this here looks really good, but there's so much more that goes into making this work.
We came up with this solution. What you see in this video is a prototype solution in which we are synthesizing satellite data on the fly without any form of direct reliance on costly, oversized imagery data.
Yeah.
This becomes evident while using our new, recently researched and developed parametric and procedural approach.
Okay.
As you can see, we can change the look of the terrain in real time at scale as we please,
Yeah.
while relying on height map data for the visuals.
I will say this is really cool tech. To put it into a metaverse 1-to-1 scale Earth and everything else, this is baby steps. But if you were to take this tech and license it to a company like Microsoft or Ubisoft, they could make crazy open worlds at a lower scale and use these tools, man. That's the play if you're looking to like retire.
We are, in fact, able to derive a lot of useful information from the height data alone, such as surface detail, steepness, and curvature. To simulate the look of different geographical areas, we use something called biome indexing. Biomes are a way to classify large areas based on climate patterns, temperature, soil types, vegetation, and wildlife.
Yeah.
Basically, this allows us to have different visual parameters displayed in real time at different locations.
That's cool.
Some of our existing biome parameters consist of forest color, coverage, and height range, which combine to define the tree line. Ground foliage, grass and shrubs coverage, color and height range, snow height and coverage based on curvature. And we have many more we look forward to displaying in the future as well. Our artists are working on optimization of the parameters for each biome and programmatically compare the results with reference satellite imagery data. In this video, we also chose to animate a terrain height offset with static height-based parameters like sea level and snow height ranges to display just how versatile our solution is.
Like, I gotta say, man, if they were making like an open world project where it's going to be like not the whole like 1-to-1 scale Earth, but if it was going to be like a state in the United States and they needed this in real time, a lower scoped project, this is really, really cool tech. When you're taking this and you're applying it to what they're saying they're going to create, the Ready Player One, the fucking Matrix, the 1-to-1 scale Earth, being able to go anywhere, do anything, PvP and all that stuff. This is a baby step, which is kind of like, it's kind of where I'm at with the whole project. Like, this is great. But it's like you're not even scratching the surface of what needs to happen. For anybody who thinks that they're going to be playing this in 2025, this should show you right now you're full of shit, right? Because this is step one, and this is actually quite the undertaking when it comes to tech. Very impressive. But when you compare it to what needs to be done still, they're nowhere close.
Layered on top is an early version of our atmospheric rendering solution, which we'll describe in more detail during a subsequent vlog entry.
Cool.
It's worth mentioning that the shader used to produce this graphical effect is only responsible for visualizing Earth from long-range distances.
Right.
For short-range viewing, we'll be blending our newly developed technology with a close-up, detailed rendering system.
Man, it would have been super dope if in this video they showed the camera going in and how it's going to transition from that long range rendering to the close up, to the short range rendering. That would have been cool.
In fact, an upgraded version to the one we've showcased in the past.
Yeah.
Please keep in mind that what you see here is a work in progress being developed as a proof of concept prototype by Earth 2.
Yeah.
While it already looks fantastic.
Look, I got to give it to him. This piece of tech looks incredible. The amount of studios that could take this technology and utilize it, fuck. That could be a game changer in the right people's hands, right?
We're only showcasing an area of roughly 600,000 square kilometers.
Like 600,000 square kilometers. Granted, it is a render. I would love to see what would happen if they took this tech and threw in, 100,000 players within that 600. Like the tech here. This is a much better, I'll say this. This is a much better showing than a fucking buggy driving around making dirt trails and jumping in low grav, right? This is the kind of shit that we need to start talking about. So I'm glad that they're here. There's still like 30 years worth of work that's going to go into Earth 2, but wow.
The progress and results so far are very promising, and our dev team is heavily focused on delivering a version that's fully operational on a global scale soon, which will be a significant step toward releasing new opportunities for interaction and gameplay on Earth 2. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more dev vlogs to come.
Very cool tech. It's one cog in a wheel that is Earth 2 at this point. But I actually wish this video would have came out a year ago. It would have gave us something actually like substantial to talk about. Look, I'm one of those people that I don't give a fuck what you say. I give a fuck about what you do. If you are taking the steps to make this into an actual game, an actual product that people can interact with, great. And if you're going to have the conversations that start to showcase this technology, great. I've said that since day one. That has always been my thing. Let's start doing more of this, right? Do I still think Earth 2 is going to be a video game in the next 3 years? Fuck no. People say in 2025, you're full of shit. People say in 2030, you're full of shit. There is absolutely no fucking way that all of these people, all the Are You Realties out there, there's no way you're going to be playing Ready Player One by 2025, 2030, 2040. But this is a nice showcase of some of the early work tech that needs to go into making this thing happen. Great. Still not a video game.